I thought I would shoot this episode of Ask the Meadmaker like a cool middle school teacher sitting here on a table with a solo cup in my hand and lay some serious life advice on you, so look out. Welcome to Ask the Meadmaker, where I, Ricky the Meadmaker, answer your questions about mead making, mead drinking, mead brewing, and really any question you're willing to send to me. I lied to you in the cold open. I'm not laying heavy life advice on you. This is a show about mead making, which should rarely be as serious as I tend to make it. Anyway, our first question this week comes from Dylan, who is yet another in a long list of people who wants to know how to make a smoked mead. The answer is, there are a lot of different ways. I've talked about people screwing up honey with their smoker. I use lapsang souchong. It's about time that you folks stop asking this question and start making it at home and sending it to me, and then I could taste them all and tell you and the other Meadiacs which one I think is the best. Or drink them yourself and you decide at home. Our next question this week comes from Mountain Drifter, and he's been watching this show for years, and that clip at the beginning where I'm juggling those machetes has always bothered him because it looks like it's being played in reverse. It is! How in God's name did you notice that? That's nuts! What do you do with the rest of your time other than watching this show and looking for errors like that? I have deep concerns about your life. Our next question this week comes from Conrad, and it's a great one. He made our Valkyrie's Choice at home, and he did everything we said in our recipe online, and it finished much drier than ours. What did he do wrong? Well, the answer is, Conrad, you didn't do anything wrong. It could not have finished drier than ours because we fermented to 98% attenuation. Basically, all the sugar is gone except for the non-fermentable sugars. Probably what happened was you used a different type of honey from the honey we use. We've talked about in the past that the honey, being the majority of what you're tasting, represents a lot of the flavor of the final mead. Honey has in it what are known as flavor potentiators, so chances are the honey we use have more of those, giving you higher perceived sweetness, but it's actually no drier or sweeter than what you made at home. Dakota U, either one person or an entire university out in the Middle West, wants to know about using oak chips in mead. Do I ever do it? Yes, I do. It's called Old Wayfarer. And how do I do it? Could I do an instructional video? A whole video about it? I could. The way I do it is I put them in a bag and then I throw them through the front of my tank. Or, if the tank is already full of mead and I need to add them, I put the bag in through the top and I fill up the chips into there and then I tie it and drop it in. That's it. Not much of a video other than that. Our last question this week comes from TeddyBear5150, and there are a bunch of typos in it, including the wrong type of which, but I'm going to answer it anyway. He wants to know which of my meads was the most challenging to perfect. The answer is, depends on the day you're talking to me. Old Wayfarer, the one with the oak chips, has the most going on because it's the only mead I brew with a different type of honey, and so I need to sort of relearn it every time. Plus, oaking is an art and science unto itself. But frankly, it's Valkyrie's Choice. Honey, water, yeast. All you can play around with is your honey, your water, your yeast, and your nutrient. So dialing in something with that few ingredients is a real never-ending challenge, and right now in this cup is a pull right off that tank, and I think I finally got the Valkyrie's Choice I've always wanted as of today, until the next time I brew it. So, that was our last question. Keep sending them, and I'll get to them as soon as possible. Cheers.